first Airbnb this 2025. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rica Mabel, your Airbnb super host. So in the span of 3 years, we have managed to host over 1,000 of stays. So join me in my journey as I navigate through Airbnb hosting, business, and personal growth. So for today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys kung paano nga ba magsimula ng Airbnb this 2025. I've actually been getting this question a lot and I feel like now is the perfect time to share it with you guys. Ayun. So, let's get started. Step 1. So, kung meron kayong vacant space in a condo, ayan. So, unang-una po sa lahat is tatanungin po natin dapat yung admin if they allow Airbnb stays. Ayan. Kasi, meron pong ilang units in Manila or yung mga administration in a condo that they do not allow Airbnb stays. So, make sure that you ask them and also their policies that revolves around Airbnb stays. Like, meron ba silang minimum days or parang long-term stay lang ba yung allowed? Or may short-term stay, minimum 4 nights. Ayan. So, meron po kasi iba't ibang policy, yung iba't ibang condo pagdating sa mga ganung bagay. And if gusto nyo naman mag-start ng Airbnb pero wala pa kayong condo unit, so actually, if you just want to test out the idea, I suggest na mag-sublease na lang po muna kayo ng unit. So, ano ba pag sinabing sublease? So, basically, you don't have to buy the condo pronto. Like, kahit hindi na muna kayong bumili ng condo, if you just want to test out the business idea, what you can do is, you can rent out a unit inside a condo and then yun yung gagawin yung Airbnb. And then you can, let's just say, rent it out for maybe first 6 months muna or di kaya first year muna and see where it takes you. So, para meron kayong pinaka-feel on how it feels like or yung mga demands ng having an Airbnb business and mas madidetermine nyo yung kung swak na ba yun sa inyo or kung okay ba kayo sa ganung setup or not. So, para ma-test out yun din yung pinaka-idea if it's for you and if it's not for you. Ayun. So, una, recap lang natin is ask your condo admin if you have a space inside a condo. Ayan. So, ask your condo admin pagdating sa mga policies sila revolving short stays or Airbnb or if pwede bang ipa-Airbnb yung stay, yung pinaka-unit nyo. Ayan. Kasi syempre, lahat tayo ay magpo-follow tayo sa admin kasi sila yung pinaka-namamahala dun sa ating building. Ayun. Or, and then, second option is kung wala kayong condo space is you can actually rent out a condo space and yun yung gawin yung Airbnb just to get a feel or like to test out your idea if swak ba sa inyo mag-Airbnb or if ayaw nyo ba or parang it just seems like masaya mag-Airbnb but you want to test out the idea, so sublease is perfect for you. Second step, ayan. Yung pinaka-second step po natin is determine yung dami ng capacity na gusto nyong i-allow inside the unit. So, para sa mga condo units here in Metro Manila, kadalasan, ano lang siya, meron talagang policy yung pinaka-admin for that. Pero kung meron kayong pinaka-freedom to choose, ganyan, so make sure na isipin talaga natin kung ano yung realistic na dami ng tao sa space natin. Kasi minsan may mga spaces na parang biglang sinasabi nila na good for 6 pero mala sardinas na pala sila sa loob. So it's super important na ma-determine nyo kung ilan talaga yung gusto nyo, ilan yung gusto nyong tao dun sa space, tsaka kung ilan yung realistic na capacity ng space. Kasi gusto naman natin na once na mag-Airbnb yung mga guests natin ay comfortable sila sa ating space. Ayan, so pagdating sa capacity ng space, ang pinaka-ideal way to get around it is una, pang-couple ba siya? Ayan, so yung pag sinabing pang-couple is ano lang yan, 2 packs. Ayan. And then, pag sinabing small family, kadalasan 3 packs lang yan. So, 2 adults and 1 child. Ayun. And then, pag sinabing 4 packs na yan, typically, ano na siya, considered na siya as pang-barkada. Ayun. And then, pag sinabing pang 6 packs, kung gusto nyong 6 packs yung tao inside your unit, ayan, kadalasan pang family na siya. So, ganun yung pinaka-ano natin, category. So, ulitin natin yung category natin. So, pag 2 packs lang yung capacity ng unit nyo, pwede natin siyang i-label as good for couple. Pag 3 packs yung capacity ng stay nyo, okay, pwede natin siyang i-determine na pang small family. So, typically, 2 adults and 1 child siya. And then, pag 4 yung capacity ng unit nyo, typically considered na siya as barkada unit. Ayan. So, parang ano siya, 4 adults, ganyan. And then, pag sinabing 5 to 6 packs to 10 packs, ganyan, typically, pwede na siyang i-label as good for family natin. Miss Rika, bakit kailangan nating i-label yung mga guests na magsistay? Bakit hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na good for everyone and everywhere, ganyan? Kasi kapag sinabi nating pag hindi natin siya sinegment or pag hindi natin kinategory yung pinaka-capacity ng space natin, is mako-confuse yung mga tao. Kasi if i-market natin yan sa lahat ng tao talaga, is you market to no one. Kasi kahit yung tao na gusto nyo talaga magstay dun sa unit nyo, for example, couple, ganyan, tas ang minarket nyo is good for small family siya or di kaya good for big family, tas good for 2 lang pala yung space nyo, ayan. So, magkakaroon siya ng confusion. So, dapat naaakma yung ating pinaka-label sa mga units natin. And this will also really help with your marketing. Para once na nag-release na kayo ng mga videos, ganyan, alam agad ng tao kung para kanino yung place nyo. Pang couple ba yan? Pang small family ba yan? Pang big family ba yan? So, para mas madali silang mag-decide. Hindi yung parang mag-iisip pa sila na, good for ilan ba to? Parang mukhang 3 lang yung beds, tapos ang nakalabel dito, good for big family. So, dapat, ano talaga siya, seamless yung pag-categorize. Step 3, ayan. Design your unit according to the capacity that you have decided sa unit nyo. Pagdating sa mga Airbnb spaces, kadalasan kapag sinabing Airbnb, it means pwedeng magluto. So, it's also something that you have to consider kung mag-aalaw ba kayo ng cooking sa place or not. Ayun. But, ideally, is much better if meron kayong mga cooking utensils, like for example, may induction cooker kayo, rice cooker, water heater, microwave, ganyan, pots and pans, yung mga panghalo, ganyan, yung mga sandok and everything. Tapos, meron kayong ideally ref, or kahit naman, pagdating sa water, pwede naman kahit hindi water dispenser diretso, kahit 2 bottles of water lang, ganyan. Or yung ginagawa ng iba is naglalagay sila ng pinaka-water filter sa pinaka-faucet. So that would be really helpful para mas madaling ma-convince yung guest natin na magstay dun sa unit. And yun naman yung pagdating sa kitchen. So make sure that you also have mugs, ganyan, mga baso, ganyan, yung mga basan sa kamay, mga dishwashing liquid, ganyan. So yun yung mga kadalasan na nasa loob ng isang Airbnb unit. So pagdating naman sa ating living area, so make sure na meron lang din talaga silang comfortable space kung saan sila pwedeng umupo, mag-chill, ganyan. And also, super helpful kapag meron kayong smart TV with internet. Ayan. Kasi ngayon, super important po sa mga Airbnbs na meron tayong fast internet. So, bakit nga ba ganon? Kasi kadalasan din yung mga pinaka-nagsistay sa mga Airbnbs is kadalasan meron silang mga work from home, remote yung work nila, ganyan. So, if you guys want to encourage longer stays, make sure meron kayong fast and stable and reliable na internet connection para mas maka-attract tayo ng mga guests na ganon yung lifestyle. And at the same time, sa panahon po natin ngayon, super need na po talaga yung internet kasi minsan mahirap na mag-rely ng basta data lang talaga sa phone. So much better talaga kung meron kayong fast wifi. Ayun. So ulitin natin, pagdating sa living room, much better kung meron kayong pinaka-TV, ganyan, fast internet, comfortable seating area, ganyan, and also yung mga decor natin. Pero basically, pagdating naman sa living area, yun lang naman yung pinaka-essential natin. And kayo na po bahala kung paano nyo siya i-design. Ayun. So, pagdating naman sa pinaka-bedrooms, ang pinaka-important lang din talaga is very comfortable bed mattress and yung pinaka-pillows. So, if you guys are looking to have more guests, so meaning gusto nyo yung pinaka-bed nyo lang is isa, just like this one, and then gusto nyo magdagdag ng more guests, so what I recommend is you can just buy yung pinaka-air mattress instead of yung pinaka-foam mattress. So, bakit air mattress yung pinaka-nire-recommend ko? Ayan. Kasi, yung air mattress kasi madali lang siyang i-inflate at i-deflate. And yung pinaka-storage niya is maliit lang. Compared dun sa pag magpo-foam mattress kayo na ang laki, ganyan. Yung pinaka-air mattress is pwede siyang i-deflate na lang, i-inflate na lang kung meron kayong more guests. And if tapos na siyang gamitin, pwedeng i-deflate na lang and then i-store na. Ganyan. So, mas madali po yung pinaka-maintenance niya compared sa pinaka-foam mattress based on our experience. Ayun. So, make sure na yung pinaka-pillows natin is very comfortable, and if meron tayong aircon, much better kung meron tayong pinaka-comforter. Ayun, lalo na kung yung places nyo is located inside a condo, ganyan. Kasi diba, mas masarap matulog kapag halimbawa, malamig yung aircon, tapos very warm yung ating pinaka-comforter or yung pinaka-blanket natin. So, mas masarap matulog doon. And yun yung pinaka-ina-aspire natin, yung balik-balikan tayo ng ating mga guests. Pagdating naman sa CR, ang pinaka-important na meron tayo ay water heater. So, bakit nga ba super important ang water heater? Kasi, marami tayong mga guests ngayon na they require warm water. Kasi, diba, mas masarap maligo kapag warm yung water natin sa panligo. Ayan, so, I recommend na maglagay po tayo dyan ng pinaka water heater, and then may shower tayo, and then meron tayong pinaka, kumbaga, lahat ng bathroom essentials natin. So, typically, ang ginagawa ng iba is bumibili sila ng pinaka-amenity kits na meron ng toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, ganyan, para magamit ng guests. Ayan. And then, another thing is, pagdating po sa pagde-design ng unit, based on our experience, ayan, so super effective po kung maganda yung design ng ating unit. So, napansin namin na kapag well-designed yung unit, kung meron siyang good design, mas nakaka-attract po siya ng long-term guests, which is what we love. Kasi, pag long-term yung guests natin, it means wala na tayong isipin na occupancy for the rest of the month or for the rest of the, kumbaga, 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, kung sino papasok na guest, kasi meron na tayong guests. So, guaranteed na din yung pinaka-income natin that way. Aside from that, kapag meron din tayong good design, mas makaka-attract tayo ng returning guests. Kumbaga, kung lahat ng spaces mo is functional, maganda yung itsura niya, very Instagrammable, very aesthetic, ayan. So, super nakaka-attract siya ng mas maraming guests. Kasi yung mga guests natin, they're looking for a place kung saan pwede silang magstay na very comfortable, very relaxing, away from their everyday lives. So, meron tayong iba't ibang guests with different needs, but pinaka-bottom line natin doon is you'll never go wrong with a good design. Ganyan. So, marami naman din tayong nakikitang mga finds or pwede tayong mag-curate ng mga gamit from well-known stores like IKEA, Mandawi Foam, SM Appliance, SM Store, Our Home, ganyan, All Home, ganyan. So, pwede tayong mag-check ng mga items doon based on the budget that you have. And pagdating naman sa design, if design is not your genius or if design is not your strong suit, I suggest na if ayaw nyong mag-experiment or if masyado kayong takot mag-experiment or like masyado kayong anxious, worried, and everything, yung tipong hindi na kayo makatulog kasi hindi nyo sure kung tama yung mattress na bibilhin nyo and everything, and you just want other people to handle it, I highly suggest it. Kasi unang-una, kung ayaw nyo naman like super mag-explore sa pag-construction and everything, let other people handle it for you kasi for sure, mas alam na nila yung mga ins and outs ng mga appliances, alin yung good buys, alin yung good suppliers, alin yung bad suppliers. So, by outsourcing yung pinaka-design and build ng pinaka-unit nyo, it also guarantees na, okay, lahat ng mga items natin dito is up to the quality pagdating sa Airbnbs, and also at the same time, yung mga appliances na mabibili is talagang will stand the test of time kasi na-try and test na siya ng inyong service provider. If you guys are looking for a competent team who's gonna design and build for you, yung tipong yung design nyo is hindi siya naka-template, yung design nyo is design talaga para sa lahat ng pangangailangan nyo, yung pinaka-design tech nyo, ganyan, we are here for you. So if you guys are looking for a design and build team, we are here for you. Actually, I am part of FNF Design and Build, and we transform properties into lucrative Airbnb businesses. So we are here to build your next 5-star Airbnb. So if you guys are interested in that, meron din tayong link down below. Ayun. So, onting plug lang. So, para sa ating 4th step is take good photos of your unit. Ayan. So, bakit kailangan ng good photos? Pwede naman sigurong cellphone na lang, ganyan. Yes, actually, pwede namang cellphone yung pinakagamitin natin sa pag-take ng photos ng ating property. Just make sure na maganda yung photos natin. Pero syempre, kapag tayo ay nag-hire ng someone na professional din, ganyan, and marunong talaga pagdating sa world of photography, much better. If you have the capacity to hire a professional photographer, go for it. Pero if yung budget natin is very limited pa lang, ganyan, that's completely okay. Just make sure that you use a phone na yung maganda talaga yung photos, yung natitake niya na photos. Wag naman sana yung tipong 480p lang yung pinaka-itsura niya. Something that can produce high quality photos. So maybe you can borrow a phone from your friend, ganyan, from your jowa, ganyan, your family friend, ganyan. Just make sure na maganda at very presentable yung photos. So para wag blurred yung photos natin, ha. Wag din yung super dilim. So dapat maganda yung photos natin and very marketable kasi this will help you in the long run talaga. And if meron naman kayong means to hire a professional photographer, do so. Kasi iba din syempre yung pinaka-quality kapag sa phone versus sa camera. Ganyan, much better kasi din talaga kapag marunong sa photography yung kukunin natin if meron tayong resources for that. Pero if wala naman and nagsisimula pa lang tayo, kaya na yan sa phone basta high quality yung phone natin na gagamitin. Okay? Then fifth step is pwede na kayo magpunta sa airbnb.ph or airbnb.com and then ang pinakagagawin nyo doon is you are gonna create an account and then make sure na i-verify nyo yung account nyo by putting in your email address, your phone number, and also yung natin, IDs. So this will really help sa pag-expedite ng pag-publish natin ng bagong listing. And then after that, you can just continue the steps there by creating an account and then pwede nyo nang ilagay yung pinaka-listing nyo doon. So, a tip that I can also give is make sure na sa pagdating sa listing descriptions nyo is nakalagay doon kung para kanino yung unit. Para alam talaga ng taong magbubook na, okay, good for couple pala to na room. Okay, pambarkada pala to. Ay, okay, good for family pala to. So, maganda naka-indicate siya doon. And, at the same time, I highly recommend na magkaroon tayo ng i-activate natin yung 20% off sa first 3 bookings. So, bakit ganon, Rika? Bakit kailangan i-activate yun? And if my place is good enough naman, bakit kailangan ko pang gawin yun? Much better pa, actually, I highly recommend na may ganon tayo kasi ang mangyayari, if yung natin, yung listing natin walang pampabango or di kaya wala pa siyang first 3 reviews, ganyan, ang mangyayari is magkakaroon ng hesitation from our guest or from our potential guest to book. Kasi parang isipin nila, baka scam to, baka parang red flag, ganyan, baka it's too good to be true. Yun yung isipin natin. So, for me, much better pa if, okay, magbibigay ako ng 20% discount sa first 3 bookings, kesa naman matagal siyang vacant. Or para, kasi yung magiging reviews ng first 3 guests natin will definitely help sa mga potential pang magbubook na, okay, legit yung listing na to. Okay talaga siya and everything. Ganyan. So, yun yung natin, yung positives din natin about it. So, if you guys are also looking for a property management company to do lahat ng mga pag-assist sa check-in, pagsisend ng mga guest authorization form sa admin, ganyan, pag-arrange with your cleaners and everything, yung end-to-end the guest communication, ganyan, I can also recommend a property management services for you. They are the Rise of Property Management Services and they can help you with building or with starting your Airbnb, so sa pag-secure ng mga tamang sheets, ganyan, tamang pillows, ganyan and everything. So they can help you out pagdating sa pag-take ng photos ng property up until sa pag-check-in ng guest, up until sa pag-arrange ng cleaner at pag-check out ng guest. So, end-to-end po siya. So, basically, ka-partner po namin sila sa pag-design and build. So, kami ay nagde-design and build. Sila naman yung nagmamanage ng property afterwards. Ayun. So, if you guys are looking for something like that, Meron tayo niyan. Okay? Ayun. So, I hope you guys learned so much from this video and I hope nakatulong yung aking mga insights sa pag-start ng Airbnb para sa inyong journey. So, thank you so much for watching and if na-feel nyo na helpful naman yung video na to, please click yung like and also subscribe. Ayun. So, thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye!